Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fascinating Narthaki conversation. You know, over the years, as the platform has been building its reputation and its brand value, I've been particularly keen on having discussions with creative people across the globe. Now, being a dancer, performer, a fashionista, a writer, and a speaker, I have engaged with so many different creative people. And quite frankly, some of my best friendships have been among the non-binary community. I've had wonderful collaborations with choreographers, makeup artists, costume designers, scenographers, directors, and they've all been very comfortable with their sexual orientation. Now, I have to also say that most of these collaborations have been with people of South Asian origin, yes, Indian, but they've lived outside India. So in a sense, perhaps they felt freer about expressing who they are, but things have changed so much. And today we have the wonderful Beyonce the Drag Queen. In fact, that's her Instagram handle, at Beyonce the Drag Queen. So as you're listening and watching, you can all take your second device and quickly find her, because you'll have the most amazing photographs that she posts. You know, these days you can tell a person's personality just through Instagram and what they choose to show and share and somehow represent themselves and their character. So welcome, Madam Beyonce, Miss Rainbow Pride India 2022. Wow.
Thank you so much. That was a lovely introduction, and I'm super happy to be here this evening with you all. And it is so good to be connecting with you, Anita, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, so now first, this beauty contest, this Miss Rainbow Pride India, how did it happen and where did it take place and how was the selection? Was it like a regular beauty pageant where you had to wear all these different costumes, traditional swimsuit, or tell me, just take us through this.
So how I've become Miss Rainbow Pride of India is like, so I was like, once I was just going to Instagram and suddenly I found an advertisement that they put for a pageant for LGBTQ plus community. And that was really fascinating. I was like, wow, this is something that I never seen, because me being a drag queen, I'm like falling in a category of LGBTQ. So we always had a Miss Trans a pageant only so far. And this was something new and I really wanted to participate. And I've sent my bio to them and pictures, and they really they called me back and explained me how it's going to happen. So I live in Bangalore. The pageant happened in Mumbai. So there are a few rounds that they had. Like there'll be like a self-introduction rounds, and there'll be like a traditional rounds where you wear traditional outfits, and also you'll have an evening gown round. So we didn't have a swimsuit round or anything such, but yeah, there were few like 3 to 4 rounds were there, which is amazing.
So the traditional is, did you choose to wear a sari?
Me coming from South India, I wore a half sari.
Pavla Davani, okay.
Yes.
Pavla Davani, my dear, my Tamil Ponnu from Tiruvannamalai.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know you speak Tamil.
I'm a Tamil Ponnu, so it doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
Yes, I am. Do you speak some Tamil, Beyonce?
I read and write Tamil.
Okay, that's it. So number konja inga Tamil pesla. That's fine. Listen, for all of you who are now gobsmacked, this is Beyonce originally from Tamil Nadu, from a beautiful spiritual temple town outside Chennai called Tiruvannamalai, which is very famous for Ramana Maharishi, and the famous mountain, which is representative of Shiva, and thousands flock there. So here is our guest of honor today, who's from that wonderful small town, but she now lives in Bangalore. So I'm just putting that in perspective. So Beyonce, tell me about what does your passport say? What are your pronouns? Let's start with that. What are your pronouns?
So I like my pronouns to be she, her.
She, her. Yes. And what is the name on your passport?
I'm keeping it secret.
Okay, you're keeping it secret. That's fine.
Yeah,
So I don't want
yeah.
to go through, I don't want to go through all the regular things about when you discovered that you were different, but was it very early on? Because some people come to some kind of a epiphany in their teens. Was it much earlier for you?
Yes, definitely it was. I realized it very much earlier.
So in a small town like Tiruvannamalai, Beyonce, when you realize, maybe you are even younger than 10, when you realize that you're attracted to what the women are wearing or how women are dressing up, and your physical body is not in tune with that,
Mm-hmm.
how did you deal with those moments? There must have been a few years of awkwardness.
Definitely, yeah. So here a little bit about me, that I was born as a male at birth, but I always felt that I'm not male. I don't belong to this body. I mean, I always feel that I'm a female inside, but having a male body, I'm like, I didn't know that time that why am I like that and what am I gonna do? I think I've realized about age of like 8, 9 that I know that I'm different. When I used to see my classmates, guys and girls, I'm like, I always never wanted to be with the boys and do boys things like how they play, how they talk, how they walk, and everything. I always wanted to be like a female and be with my girlfriends and do all these girly things and talk like a girl, walk like a girl, live like a girl. I always wanted to be a girl, but I didn't know how, and I just kept on being silent and understanding who I am. Yeah.
And so for many people who are, they feel trapped uh, in their bodies, in their physical bodies,
Hmm.
there must have been a lot of not just awkwardness, but sort of marginalization, maybe some kind of ridicule and maybe shame. Um, there was a lot of it. I know when I was growing up, when we saw boys who were different, and I grew up in the 50s and 60s, when of course things were very much more conservative than they are now. But when did you make the conscious shift that you're going to be a drag queen, because that's an art form of expression by itself as a standalone? When did you just decide to change your name to Beyonce?
Okay. So as I grew up in my school days, I didn't know what I'm going to be doing. Like once I grew up as an adult, till 12th standard, I was in Tamil Nadu studying in a school. And for my college and my degree, I've moved to Bangalore. And that's when I got to explore a little bit about the community and seeing people who, you know, from the community, like LGBTQ. So there was no internet or cell phones, that smartphones I had till in Tamil Nadu. So once I back to Bangalore is when I know like a little bit about the community. And I didn't know what is drag queen until like 2015. And once 2015, I saw a drag show. And I'm like, wow, it's not a transgender, it's not a gay, it's like mixed in one. And they just dress up super glam and they perform. And it's something interesting. And that really attracts me in because I want to be like that. At the same time, I do not want to become a transgender at that time because I was super young and I didn't have the courage and go and tell my family that this is me and I want to be like that. I want to change myself and become a woman completely. But the trans is like that. But being a drag queen is like you can be a man in the day and you can be a diva in the evening. And that really helped us, helped me personally. And that's how I found drag thing.
Did you have like a drag mother? Because they say there are people who are sort of, there's somebody older with more experience who sort of help or sort of guide you into that world. Did you have somebody like that?
No, I didn't have a drag mother. So everything I got it now, I made it myself.
Okay.
But having said that, I have seen a drag, inspirations in Bangalore who list my seniors who've been performing drags. And I see them, I go and talk to them, and I see what they do every weekend when they perform. And that's how I got an idea, and I put all together, and I just made myself. Yeah.
And in listening to some of your interviews and a podcast that I listened to, you said that it was only as recently as 2015, 2016 that you really sort of felt you came into your own, like it's barely 6 years, right? Six
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
So your persona, your whole approach to fashion, hair, styling, makeup, performance, all that is fairly new.
Very
Do you
new.
have dance training? Did you take dance training?
No, I'm not a dancer, but I just, all my performance has been like, I practice myself at home when I'm alone and when I have a time. And I never been to any dance classes, of course, so far.
Okay. So
Yeah, I'm still doing that.
why and when did you choose Beyonce as your name?
So earlier, my name was not Beyonce. So I chose a name called Sarah. So that was my first drag name. So 2018, it was my first performance or a first, I dressed up as a woman. Like I was like cross-dressed and went out for a party. So I need to have a name. And I sat overnight. I'm like, what name should I keep? Then I kept Sarah. Then I used to carry the name for a few months. Then I used to perform as Sarah. But I'm a very big fan of Beyonce, and I love her, and I love her songs. I love her beauty, and love everything about her. So that's why I used to choose Beyonce songs and copy her makeup, copy her style, and get inspired. I really got inspired by Beyonce. And once I was performing for Beyonce song, and the audience and the people who came to see the performance, they called me Beyonce, and I kept on calling that. The name stood there. So the name is given by audience. And once I said when I was performing that I'm changing my name to Beyonce, and that's how I've changed my name to Beyonce.
So
That's
if you say
all.
the name was given not by you, but by the audience, and I'm looking at your
Mhm.
pictures, and my God, your body, I mean, you've got this, I don't know, 18-inch waist, you've got Beyonce's hips. you know, is that, did you have to do something to get that kind of shape?
So the hip body thing is like me being a drag queen, we wear a hip pads. I'm wearing, getting that big like a Beyonce kind of body. I don't think it's a magic is a goddess. I mean, only I think she can have it. I'm not really lucky to have such really naturally. So I use a foam pads to have that such hip shape. Yeah. But the waist, yeah, I'm lucky.
It's fabulous. And hair, now, just tell me how many wigs do you possess in your closet?
Um, oh my God, ever since I started dressing up, I was super obsessed with hair. I think I have bought 20 plus wigs so far. But those days there was a app, China app, and all these foreign apps available in India. So I used to keep on ordering every month. Now that after COVID, all those international apps is banned here.
And you must spend a lot of time and care, Beyonce, now taking care of your hair, your skin, and I'm sure now because people might be sending you makeup to test. So tell me some of your favorite products that you will not step out without. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
So actually, I am a drag queen and also I'm a full-time makeup artist. So that's what I do for a living. Me being a makeup artist and being a drag queen, my favorite product, without that which I do not go out, is like you must have a lipstick, contacts, and my lashes. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So you never step out without your lashes.
No, that's very important. I took a little bit time today to come on the call because my lashes was not getting stuck. I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? So I'm like trying to fix it. I'm still Eliza Watchley. I'm trying to. That's why I keep on like wiping. So lashes are very important. I cannot compromise without my lashes. Yeah,
What
I
are
was
some of the
just saying.
What are some
Mhm.
of the common makeup mistakes that brown girls do? What are some of the most common mistakes that you try to tell them not to do?
Choosing a wrong color foundation, you know,
Ah,
that is a very thing that I always tell them, choose the right color skin shade. That makes the work much, much better in magic. Having a right skin tone foundations that are compact, you're done. You're sorted. You don't have to do anything. Otherwise, if picking up a lighter shade or a darker shade and it doesn't match all over your body, and whatever you do, wearing expensive lashes or eye makeup or a good lipstick, it doesn't work. Yeah. So that
I
is the
think it
thing.
is,
Take it.
I think it's the obsession of brown skin to want to look fairer, you know? So they
Exactly.
end up choosing the wrong color foundation and it looks terrible after that.
True. Instead, they look even more darker if they choose the lighter foundations or tones. What happens if your skin color is like this? You need to choose exactly the same tone foundation. What happens? White plus white, more bright white, right? White plus or a brown plus white, it becomes dull, like ash and gray. So
Mm.
always choose what's your skin tone exactly, or one shade brighter, then you will glow like a moon. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So my next appointment, uh, hopefully, if I have time in Bangalore, is for you to do my makeup. Okay.
Oh my God, it's my honor.
And
Yes.
I have to tell you, I did buy a lovely synthetic wig this time from London because it's my first. Okay, I said I want to try it.
Wow.
I'm going to have it styled and cut with some bangs. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited just to see, just to look, just
I'm
to change.
excited to see how it's going to be. I love wigs and I'm excited to see on it.
Yeah,
And
but
it's fun, trust
you
me.
know, I'm my sun sign is I'm a Caspian. I'm on the
Oh,
cusp between Taurus and Gemini. Okay, so my mind goes all over the place. I multitask half the time, and sometimes I find myself with about 30 tabs open on my device. Are you somebody like that? Are you somebody that is looking all the time? And how many tabs are open on your device, on your iPad or your phone at any given
I
time?
don't know that it's always everything is open. How much of I have in my phone? All everything. I'll be like all over occupied. Yeah,
Are you a morning person or an evening person?
I'm an evening person, night owl. Yeah, me being a performer again, I perform in the evenings. So my evening is such a long evening. Like, once you've done the performance and the event, then mostly evening. Yeah. And I get up late in the next day. So yeah,
Do you have a fitness routine?
I do. So technically I don't go to gym or I don't do yoga or anything. I never been to gym to be honest. Yeah. So I eat food which
Lucky girl.
I swear that's your lucky. Thank you. So I eat food. I mean, I choose my food wisely. I don't have a lot of junk food or anything. Choose healthy food, home food. I live with my family, by the way. But one more thing is that they don't have a drag queen. Yeah, so at home I have and I come and I do certain exercises to just keep me flexible and fit. That's all I do. And I just laugh a lot. That keeps me fit, I feel.
And what is one food that you can't live without?
um, I have so many. I'm a foodie. What am I gonna say? Egg. I'm an egg person.
Okay. I love eggs
Yeah,
too, in any
I
form.
love it. I swear, I love eggs in any form, any shape, any color.
Okay. All right. And but Beyonce, I just want to come back to something a little. I don't want to say serious, but
Mhm.
Tamil Nadu has passed an official law making it a crime to harass the non-binary community, especially
Right.
transgenders. You know, and I'm very proud in that sense. That this state has sort of taken the step towards actually not just recognizing people of difference, but also to tell the officials that you can't harass them, because I know during COVID that the transgender community was really discriminated against when it came for them to receive their vaccines,
True.
and people had to step in. So uh, Are you active? Are you an activist in terms of trying to spread awareness of inclusion, so people don't sort of treat you like some sort of hothouse flower and treat you differently, or sort of pretend to be polite to you?
I'm always like supportive to transgenders. Firstly, me being not a medically trans, that I'm trans, like a socially, like still not like I'm a man end of the day, but however, I always feel my soul is a female and I'm a trans woman, right? So my support always for them, and I always wherever I see or certain things which is not right for them, I always stand for them, right? Recently, my last performance, in fact, I've chosen a Kanchana performance. It's because it was a transgender character who's been, had a very bad experience and who's like fighting for the justice. And that's what I spoke on the stage after my performance. Yeah.
Everybody talks about inclusivity, Beyonce, but I think in India, the corporate world is not really inclusive, in the boardroom, in
Mm-hmm.
the arts world has always been inclusive. So for us to even have this conversation, or for
Mm-hmm.
us to be together in a party or whatever, is not at all uncommon at all, because the creative people are far more inclusive and accepting. And discrimination is still very rife. Ignorance is still very high. So I keep asking some of my relatives who are in business, about their readiness or their acceptance to hire transgenders and train them, train them consciously for vocations. There is still a resistance. There is a resistance in corporate India. So, do you know of transgenders and drag artists who are in IT or engineering, or what we call the male-dominated professions?
Yes, I know few of them, like very few, but yeah, I do know them. Every day being a drag or a trans is very challenging, first of all. And I've come across me being a part-time performer and dressed up. I've seen a lot in my field too. Even a lot of discrimination, a lot of things happen between the community. In fact, I mean inside the community, not only outside. Yeah.
What would you like to say to the audience who are watching you now? What would you want them to change in their behavior and attitude, if they could?
For community.
Yeah, I mean, people are watching this interview. They're going to be
Mhm.
people from all walks of life, not just dancers. What would you like them to take away? What would you like to tell them to really think about? About about an artist like you and other people from the non-binary community?
Mhm. Don't take people for granted. Like, don't treat them like, they are like nothing. They are something, and they are also human beings, first of all. So be nice to people, even if they don't want to be nice. Don't trouble them.
Mm.
Just have your own work and do your things, but don't come and bug or trouble or put someone down or being a transphobic, homophobic. The lot that we see them. I would request them to just do their stuff and just leave them alone. Yeah,
Ah,
the world, we will take care of everything. We are not coming here for help or anything. We will take care. We will survive. We will evolve, and we will, build what's next for our community. Yeah.
can I ask you what you're wearing? Tell me about your earrings. I have to tell you that in your honor, I'm wearing these very, very blingy earrings that I don't normally wear. And
I can see so beautiful.
let me tell you, I took this out
Oh,
in your honor. Yes, I took this out in your honor. My my wonderful designer friend, Wendell Rodriguez from Goa, who sadly passed away 2 years ago. He designed this and sent it to me. And I said, okay, let me just take it out and just wear it in the honor of the conversation. So I'm also, yeah, I also have bling, a little bit dressed up. So tell us about what you're wearing.
So I'm wearing super blingy long earring, which is from H&M.
Okay.
Yeah, I always love blings. I always love diamonds. The dress? I'm wearing a designer wear. It's like a long evening gown. You can see like that.
It's beautiful. It has the Mediterranean colors. It looks like you stepped out of a Grecian ocean from Greece. It has that Mediterranean blue.
Yeah, I love blues and whites, and they're so fresh, like a sky and clouds. And yeah.
Okay. So I want to thank you so much, Beyonce, for this conversation, and more power to you. I look forward to, at some point, trying to watch you in performance. And
yeah, I wish to live in Bangalore.
Yeah, and maybe you will one day watch me in performance. Yeah,
of course. I think I'm super excited after seeing your, you mentioned that you got a wig and you're wearing such fancy things. Of course, why not?
Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much for the time and all the very best.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for your time, for giving me this opportunity to be a part of your show. And thank you. And thank you so much.
Thank you. So that brings us to the end of our conversation with Beyonce the Drag Queen. Follow her on Instagram with her handle at Beyonce the Drag Queen, and you will be surprised and delighted at her colorful many avatars. And this is just one of our continuing conversations on the Narthaki platform with people who embrace diversity and excitement and adventure and a life of creativity. Thank you for watching. Namaste.